We've got to talk about this CDC chaos because it's not going to affect just you, it's going to affect everyone you know and care about. It's just a matter of when. Right? And the chaos is even more than usual, with the agency's director being fired after just weeks on the job. And while she's refusing to step down, top officials are resigning en masse. And all of it, according to the experts, is really bad news for health in America. And so where we should start is with the director. Her name is Susan Monarez. She took over as the agency's acting director back in January, and then Trump named her the official nominee after withdrawing his first choice for the position back in March. And then on July 31st, she was sworn in as the first ever CDC director confirmed by the Senate, which only became a requirement for the position back in 2023. And now, since that was only a month ago, she's also making history as the shortest serving director in the life of the 79-year-old agency. All while it's been a very busy month. I mean, on August 8th, a man who blamed the COVID-19 vaccine for making him suicidal opened fire on the CDC headquarters, killing a police officer and then himself. You then had hundreds of CDC employees getting fired, and you also had 750 HHS employees, including people that were working at the CDC, sending a letter to Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. asking him to stop spreading misinformation. Because RFK, even though he contests this at times, despite there being video and audio evidence, has a long history of anti-vaccine advocacy. He even once called the COVID-19 vaccine the deadliest vaccine ever made, and now his distaste for vaccines has seemingly played a role in the director's dismissal. Because at some point in the midst of all this chaos, she reportedly scheduled an all-hands meeting to address employees' concerns, but higher-ups at the HHS canceled the meeting and called her to Washington, D.C. And then, according to reporting, Kennedy and one of his top advisors pushed her to fire her senior staff by the end of this week. And then, according to reports, he and other officials, as well as lawyers for the administration, grilled Mo-nar-ez about whether she would support rescinding certain approvals for coronavirus vaccines. But she reportedly wouldn't commit to changing coronavirus vaccine policy without consulting her advisors. With that said to prompt Kennedy to urge her to resign for, quote, not supporting President Trump's agenda. She then refused, however, and tried to get help from Republican Senator Bill Cassidy. Notably, he is the chairman of the Senate's Health Committee, and he only voted to confirm Kennedy after saying that he had been assured that vaccines would be protected. But then that reportedly just pissed Kennedy off even more, and administration officials told Mo-nar-ez that she could either resign or be fired. And what you saw is that last night, the Department of Health and Human Services announced on social media that, quote, she is no longer director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. But notably, she never resigned, and she had never been told that she had been fired, at least according to a statement from her lawyers. With her lawyers accusing Kennedy of weaponizing public health for political gain and putting millions of American lives at risk, and adding, when CDC Director Susan Monarez refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fire dedicated health experts, she chose protecting the public over serving a political agenda. For that, she has been targeted.